with certain TV shows, I can always appreciate good TV, but sometimes I'm just waiting for something to interest me, and I don't always know what that is. Sometimes it's a certain like plot element, sometimes it's like the cinematography or the way it's like filmed or something like that. Yeah,
I get it. There are some shows where it's just like I can't explain why I like this. Like I know it sucks.
Yeah,
but I just I don't know, Love Island. You know, like any of the... you
like Love Island?
No. Love Island? I'm using that as an example. I don't like Love Island.
Actually, no, I don't like it. I take it back.
Love is Blind, for example, right? Like, I fucking love that show. I know that show's trash. It's just, it's fucking reality TV, right? But, and I can't explain why it's good. I just can't stop watching it. You know, it's like any isekai show, right? It's like you can't explain why it's good. You probably know it sucks, but you're gonna keep watching it.
Has there ever been a show that you know is like flawed, not like something that's like obviously trashy, but you know it's like flawed, not executed perfectly, but there's not been another show like it, and you just like, you know what, I'm gonna look over it. You know, I still enjoy it. Because like for me, I recently just made a video about it. It was Recreators, which is, it's got like such a unique idea in terms of just like, you know.
I realized when I watched the video, I watched it, by the way.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed is that you either like that kind of show, you either think it's just okay, but everyone who likes that show really fucking likes that show.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, and that's just because it was like it wasn't like the best executed, but it just had such an interesting, unique idea that you don't see anywhere else. That you were just like, okay, you know, maybe I don't really give a shit. I really enjoyed it.
I feel it was definitely like it was definitely like a polarizing show when it was airing, because I remember it's like you either like fucking love this show or you are like, eh.
I do remember when it aired.
Good.
I remember the conversation surrounding it.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I think I only watched 4 or 5 episodes, and I stopped because there was too much talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And the pace bogged down a lot.
Yeah. Because like I think that's why a lot of, you know, that's why the indie game scene has like grown so much. Whereas it's like it's these game developers who, instead of trying to compete against the AAA games, doing like the, you know, as much as I love God of War, it does very much go with the AAA game formula.
Well, at least it deserves the AAA title.
It deserves the AAA game title, and like a lot of other AAA games. But I feel like the indie game scene has grown so much because you have a lot of these developers who are just like, I really like this one idea, and I don't see any other game doing just this one idea and doing it really well.
King.
Huh?
Jump King.
Jump King.
Name a better jumping game. I'll wait.
Mario.
No, not as good.
Yeah,
My man's invented jumping in gaming.
I guess games like Jump King, where you take this really core idea and focus on nothing else but that core idea. Is it going to appeal to the masses? No, but the people who like it, they really like it, you know? And I feel like a
lot of the best games that came out, you know, in the past 5-10 years, a lot of them have been indie games.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about like Undertale when that was out, right? That was insane. That was everywhere.
I still got to play Undertale.
It's so good.
It's good.
Memes aside, Megalovania and Sans memes aside,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Megalovania is probably one of the best fucking pieces of music in a video game I've heard in a long time. I know the memes exist, but every time I hear it, I'm like, I play that shit at the gym when I'm working. I'm just like, this is fucking hype as fuck.
That's
it's
too hype for the gym.
Yeah.
No, it gets me pumped up. I'm like, I gotta defeat Sans.
Go on, what are you going to ask about
what were you
it?
gonna say?
Will I still enjoy it?
Yes.
Despite the fact that I've been exposed to so much of it.
I think
on,
so,
like, the
yeah.
internet and
I think
stuff like that.
Yeah.
No matter how you get exposed to it, I think ultimately the experience you have with it is definitely going to be different from how it is.
I feel it's a very personal game where, like, you know, because again, I feel the story is very dependent on how you perceive it and how you want to go about it, because it has the multiple endings and stuff like that, right? So it's like, I feel it's a really good game to just kind of like sit down and play with yourself and really just like get fully immersed in it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know, I tried streaming it once and I'm like, I couldn't really get into it because there's just like too many outside forces.
Play it on your own
just
time.
like, I would say it's a game to just like play on your own terms. Also, the music and story is amazing because Toby Fox is...
Yeah, the story's really good. I mean, I cared about it, so that's saying something. That's tough to get me to be like, oh, I'm sad.
Is it a hot take to say that I think Toby Fox is a better musician than he's a storyteller?
I don't know. I'm not sure what other music he's done. He did some music for Pokemon.
He did a lot of pieces for the new Pokemon.
Well, he's very
game.
Talented either way.
Yeah. He's super talented.
This is like no matter which one he's better at, he's still better than me at everything. You know what I mean? He's better than everyone at everything.
He is true. That's true.
Some people got it all.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Like talking about like very niche games that would only appeal to you. There's been a game series that I've been thinking about getting into. It's a very, very niche JRPG series.
Oh God!
Something like this you would fucking hate, Connor. But I don't even know if I have the heart to commit to this. Right?
What?
Have you ever heard of like the Trails of Atlia series or Trails of the Sky?
That?
Yes, I have heard of it.
Okay, so
I've never played them though.
So I've been like. So for the past like 2 months, I've been trying to like psych myself up to see if it's worth getting into. So let me.
Sounds so familiar.
Okay, let me break this down to you. Okay, so I hear like bits and pieces of this game series, right? And then the first thing I search up is how to get into the Trail series on YouTube. And I swear to God, one of the top videos, the video was how to get into the Trail series. 1 hour and 50 minutes long.
Bro,
and I was like, oh boy. And I was like, surely there's a shorter video than 1 hour and 50 minutes. The shortest video I could find was a 20-minute explanation. That's the shortest. So this is like setting up the stage for the type of game series that this game series is.
Okay, but, yes. I have seen this before.
Yeah,
that's the Kiseki series.
Yeah. So
I've never gotten into them though because I've heard it's got such a high benchmark to get into.
Yes. So before even deciding, so I'll explain this to you, Joey, because I've done research just to see if I want to get into this game. Okay, I haven't even just played the game. I've watched these full videos just to see if I wanted to play this game.
Right.
Because it's a game series that has run on for about 15 years or something now, right? Yeah. It's got 11 games. And what I find really, really interesting and why I'm like, ooh, should I commit to this game is that every game is following on from one giant overarching story. So it's a game where you have according to a lot of the people that play, it's got one of the best examples of world building in gaming. Period. It's like the One Piece.
If I had 11 games, I'm sure I could fucking make a big world.
Yeah. So it's like it takes place in this one. All 11 games takes place in this one kind of like big universe, right? And each game, it's similar to, I guess, something like Game of Thrones, right? Where, you have individual story arcs in different countries, different areas of this world that slowly interconnect and mingle and start to like characters from previous games start to like have a proper big effect on characters on story arcs in like a different country. And then they slowly start to mingle in and collide together. And I'm like, fuck, that sounds like
season 6 of Game of Thrones.
That sounds like everything I want in a fucking game. That sounds like everything I want in a video game series.
11 games.
It sounds like,
and it's still ongoing.
God,
as well.
I'm never gonna fucking see.
I know.
It kind of sounds like the Dune of video games. Where
Kind
it's
of.
like different planets and like the planets interact with one another.
Yeah.
But it's all based in this one.
And it's all based on this
system.
one. And like one of the biggest things I've heard is that it's not like different games cameo into each other. It's not like one person cameos into this different game. It's like games have a proper impact on what happens.
I'm getting stressed out just hearing.
Yeah, like the story arcs of one game have a proper impact to what happens in a different country, different country story arc, and I'm like, holy shit!
Gan, I'm about to finish the Pokemon game. If you're committed,
no,
I'd be down. I'd be down to try and combat this beast.
You're gonna tank your career.
I'm gonna
do this.
I'm ready for this raid fight if you are.
Yeah, it's honestly like I remember like reading something about it. I was like, this sounds something like I could be interested in. And the more I researched, the more I'm like, fuck, this seems like a game that I would really enjoy. But I can't 11 games. 11 games. Maybe I'll just watch one other video. Maybe I'll watch one other how-to.
Let me watch one more hour and 30-minute video.
So the thing is imagine this RPG where the NPCs that you meet, you can actually play them in the later games. So in total,
that sounds shit. Half that
sounds amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Why the fuck would I care about playing as an NPC?
At the end of the games, you have like 30 plus characters.
That just means every character matters and every character. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like. Oh,
okay, because I've seen this
Oh.
first game, Trails in the Sky.
Yeah.
I think I had a friend who had this on like Windows, I think. And he was like, yeah, because I specifically remember, I remember the bar of entry being so high for this game series. Because my friend was like, he was playing this game, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool game. What is it? And he's like, you shouldn't know.
Okay,
you don't need to. You don't want to know.
Should every character matter? I disagree. I don't think every character should matter.
I mean,
I don't know. It depends. If it's
If a story, you will have main characters. They will be ones who impact that
course.
story more.
but
and I think it's okay to have NPCs and characters that don't really do much.
No, but I think it's a cool concept where you can be NPCs in someone else's story, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you can't have your own story. Which just sounds like it's
see, because I've read the Dune books. And it's exactly the same.
See, okay,
where it's like the NPCs in this first book are now the main characters in this latter book, and it makes sense.
I like the Dune world. I just think that
Yeah.
when you just the way you're describing it to me, it sounds awful. Because at least Dune is like, hey, here's a nice like sandwich. Have a little bite of this sandwich. And then it's fucking ginormous, and you don't realize how big the sandwich is. Before you had a bite, and you're like, well, that tastes pretty good, actually. I think I'll have another
Does
bite.
this not sound like that too?
No, this sounds like, hey.
that's only because you know how many. That's only because people know how many games are in this series.
I know how much Dune there is, but also like I just was like, oh fuck it, I'll watch the movie. It seems good. You know, that's a palatable way to.
Well, then I'll do this out. We'll be like, oh, play this first game, see if it's good.
Yeah.
And if it's good,
you had to watch an hour video just to play the game. What are you talking about? That's not accessible.
wait, let me see how long it takes on average to beat the first game.
This is too much. This is too much.
For me, it was mostly just. I think I was just.
Tell me you don't want 100% other games, but you're like, I'll get into this 500-hour game collection.
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, like I said, if I know that there's a payoff, if I know that there
cannot be a payoff worth 500 hours.
If there's something that I really like and really appeals to me, I will be willing to grind through heaven and hell to fucking get to that.
According to how long to beat, main story 40 hours. Easy.
Oh, easy.
For one game?
Yeah.
But if you care about the NPCs,
It says
Oh my
completionist
God.
is 65, which is not too bad.
What do you fucking mean not too bad? That's a full-time job for a week.
Dude, completionist for like Final Fantasy X is like 120 hours.
I think
And I've done that before, so
I
it's
think
fine.
game devs on JRPGs, like, because I used to care about gamer score. Why? I don't know why.
What, like Pac-Man and shit?
Gamer score.
Xbox gamer score.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You told us.
Because I know
about
that sometimes you like play against someone in COD, right? And you want to shit talk them, and then you open up their profile, like, oh, he's only got 200 gamer score. Fucking loser.
Yeah.
They'd open up my profile, I'd be like 90,000 gamer score, and they'd be like, oh shit, I want to mess with this guy.
Well, no, I want to be the same way. If I interact with another JRPG player, they'll be like, oh, you're a JRPG fan? What have you played? And then I'll be like, finish the entire Trails series. I'll be like, we got a Giga Chat here, boys.
I like the quantifiable number, and so I used to just play games a lot, and I would just play some games that were bad.
But there is a quantifiable number, 11 games.
Is it like a score that you can show to other people and people see, right?
Oh, okay,
so that's
yeah.
what I enjoyed. But I would play games I didn't even like just to get the stupid score. I would like buy games that were rated easy online to get 1,000 full gamer score, because you could only get 1,000 gamer score in every game, and the DLC you could add more.
You were gaming the games. You
I
literally turned a game.
Gamifying the games
You
you're
literally turned playing games into a game.
I don't know what happened. There was like 3 years where I was obsessed with this thing where I was like, I just care about getting this number go up.
I get that.
So I would play like, I bought like Lost, the game. Lost, the TV series.
Yeah.
I bought that game because it was like $5
Just to get 1,000 gamer points?
because it was really quick to get 1,000 gamer score. And then, I also then, some of my friends wanted gamer score. And I was like, well, I'll do it for you. If you give me 2,100 Microsoft points, I'll get you like 5,000 gamer score. And I would just do it in a day because I had like loads of games.
You hustling gamer scores?
Yeah, I would if someone wanted gamer score, because I wanted points. So I would kind of I would figure out ways through gaming. I was like, how can I use my talent gaming to get Microsoft points.
Talent.
Talent gaming.
I'm good at
So what are your talents?
I'm really good at
game.
this. I'm really good and addicted to this gaming thing. Can I get money from it, or can I get some way to get more games from it? So I would like my friends would want some people to do it, and then I would message people. I'm like, hey, if you want gamer score, do it. No, I sounded sketchy as fuck, but I actually did it. Like if they gave me the points, I would log in their account and I would just play these games.
Hey kid, you want your gamer scores?
But then if they wanted me to do specific games, I'd be like, that's a toughie, dude. I'm gonna need more. and then I realized, you can just take the internet out of your Xbox, get a USB, and like download a file, and it will just fucking do it for you. And I was like, and then I felt really dumb that I was spending like a day or two doing this.
Oh my god!
But yeah, no, I was obsessed with it. I would buy games for it. I would do achievements that were stupidly hard. Spend hours, like days, like Halo. I would spend days getting all the Halo achievements.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I would get infuriated when I would buy a game that I thought was good, and they would have impossible achievements in it. And you know which ones were always the worst? JRPGs, always the worst.
The 100% completions.
Yeah. Final Fantasy, these stupid fucking games would be like, get every single item in the game. It's like, you're psychopaths. Like you willingly chose this achievement to fuck me.
I did that for the new 7 either.
Yeah. That's stupid.
I think